All right, cool. Yeah, so it's gonna be as casual as possible. It's no questions, pre-questions. It's just like um getting an update of like your journey, intros again, and really just wanting to show people what's possible by having the right mindset, having like, being able to have like the correct identity, because that's super important in terms of your belief systems, what you think that is possible. Um, and then the system, right? Because that's one of the key components of actually achieving some of the results that you've gotten. So you can start by introducing like your name, your background, and then we'll kind of start talking about your journey and like where you are now. So, yeah, just intros in terms of like, yeah, who you are and your background.
Yeah, I'm Isaac Roye, and before Taos program, I was a software engineer at AWS. I got let go from that job, and then from there, kind of struggled a little bit, and then was finally able to break through in May and get my first offer letter. Actually, my first two offer letters on the same day, and then a week later, got another offer for short-term contract at 200 an hour. And then come October, I got another offer letter for 78 an hour. And then I, at some point, I got some other offer letter. It was for like 88K. I don't even think I posted it in the chat. Because I was like, it is too low, bro. And it was like on site and everything. So I was just like, yeah.
Wait. I didn't even know you got you got another offer for 88,000.
Yeah. I can't remember when. It was,
That's funny.
yeah.
He said he didn't want to post it. He was like, it's too low. That's crazy. I
Because
know,
it
but go
was
ahead.
like, yeah, because it's like I'm not even gonna take it. I'm not even gonna think about taking it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I ended up getting another contract offer. I think, yeah, this was also in October. Short-term contract. This was for 85 an hour.
Hmm.
And then yeah, just this past week I got another offer letter, and that was for 129,000 with a 25K bonus. But it's on site, they really wanted me, but like it's a government job, so it's he was like, there's not really much I could do, but yeah.
Okay. And just to kind of showcase, because I actually got you, Greg, and other people, Cleo, just in terms of uh some of your offers, just for social proof. But nonetheless, the reason why I'm sharing this, and even just to go back, you know, Isaac, he had the system skill, time and energy priority. This is, some stuff that I'm teaching towards my students. But nonetheless, um, he was able to actually acquire the skill set, which is pretty much, I teach cloud engineering. This is the tech stack that you need. And this is our system. But he was able to go through the system and be able to generate multiple offer letters, right? And so this is just showing you everything. He just talked about the 129, 25K bonus. Um, and so this is only possible for him because he really, he just really wanted it. And so I'm not gonna lie, this call is probably not even gonna take that long. How much would you say? I don't know if you've done the calculation, you can give it, but how much money have you generated? Not how much you're making. I mean, that's your own. Once you start making a certain amount of money, you don't want to tell nobody. But in terms of how, how based off the skill, because that's what we're focusing on right now, the skill set. Based on the skill set, how much offer letters, how much money have you generated in terms of like, hey, you got the offer, not how much money you've made in your bank account, not how much money you're making per year, how much money have you generated? Um, of acquiring these offer letters from your skill set.
Yeah, so total it's around 1.4 million. Now, depending on how you want to value the visa offers, and some of that is like stock and it's like a percentage of the income, and there's like target bonuses and that kind of thing. It could be like high 1.3, you know, but yeah, around 1.4 million.
Okay, nice. And I'll like attach a video to this to this testimonial if I remember, towards like, Isaac's journey and stuff like that. But it's I wanted to get on this call because I mean we've done a bunch of testimonials, but it's just to showcase to people, you know, I wish I saw a video like this because I believed I needed my degree, I needed certifications, and I got those things and I was driving Uber Eats at 2 a.m. trying to make at least $10 an hour. Um, and I remember studying like certifications, but I didn't know that you need the actual experience. You need the hands-on, you know, experience projects to be able to solve business problems and to be able to articulate that on interviews to showcase that, hey, I understand your problem and I have experience in the past that I've solved those problems before and I can solve your problem in your business and be confident in that. And I didn't know that that was what I needed. And so that is, would you say you fairly got that skill set in this program?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And do you feel like that skill set was the reason why you generate? I mean, this is like rhetorical questions, but I want people to hear from you based off of the testimonials. But do you feel like having that skill set is like, hey, I have this skill set, nobody can take this away from me for the rest of my life. I can go in companies, I'm valuable as long as there's, technology. You can always get a cloud job from the skill set, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
So getting interviews, like recruiters reaching out to you instead of you reaching out to them, like you know how to get recruiters to reach out to you for opportunities.
Yeah, yeah. I got one I got a response to now who reached out to me earlier today. Or I don't know if I'm gonna respond to him because I think it's on.
You say you don't know if you're gonna respond to them.
Yeah, so I don't know. So sometimes I'm thinking like, do I want to interview just for practice? Just for.
That is great. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started, I was like, yo, I can't. Like, I would kill to get one, bro. I remember I was applying to so many jobs for like 3 months. Then I get one interview. Then I get one. I think on month four, I was trying to do vulnerability management using like Nessus and Tenable for the tool. But um, I got the interview. One interview, I bombed it. It was so embarrassing. But nonetheless, so you have the skills to get recruiters to reach out to you. Do you feel like you know how to be able to showcase the value on these interviews? You know how to position yourself as one of the top candidates on any job interview?
Yeah,
And having that skill set, do you think those two things, recruiters reaching out, being able to market yourself to be attractive in the marketplace, to attract opportunities, to be able to articulate and communicate on these interviews to, you know, attract this? Do you feel like that was the reason why you've been able to generate offer letter after offer letter after offer letter?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so anybody that's watching this, I kind of already know the answer. It's obvious, it's yes. But, you know, there's one thing someone telling you, hey, this is like what you need to do. But then also there's another person like showing you results, right? Not a lot of people can actually show results and and show you step by step how to get there. Right. So um like we've done so many different testimonial interviews, so we don't really have to go into depth. But I'm gonna end this call. Is there anything you want to share to anybody listening? Like, let's say somebody, what would you tell your past self that was like struggling, or even like someone who might be not even struggling? Let's just say they're making six figures and they want to make $500,000, or like because that's essentially what I teach. But what would you tell somebody that's making six figures right now and they think, oh, to make more money, I gotta work more. I gotta work harder. I gotta get more certifications. Like based on your experience and what you know now, what would you, and the results that you've gotten, 1.3, $1.4 million in offer letters, what would you tell that person to be able to make more money and work less?
Yeah, yeah. So the gap is like your skill set. It's not necessarily like the amount of work you put in. Like obviously, like yes, you have to put in work, but it's it's not about just working harder at your job. It's about figuring out how to get your skill to a certain point where you can extract more from the market in general. Because your job may have a cap. Your job probably does have a cap for how much they're willing to pay you, regardless of how good you get. So you need to figure out how you can get your skills to a certain point where you can find opportunities that will pay you how much you're actually worth.
Okay. And I've taught this before. I don't know if you remember this, but like, could you explain this to them in terms of like the skill set that you currently possess, the market, what is willing to pay you? Like, do you remember this concept?
Uh, High level, yeah. I might not be able to say it like exactly, the way you had it, but basically like the higher your skill set, the more you're able to demand from the market, and then the more the market is then willing to pay you.
Exactly. And then let me see if you pay attention to my teachings. And this is like not this is very authentic. Do you remember what I talk about when I say like a high leverage skill? Like what does leverage mean? What do wealthy people understand like what the word leverage means?
Yeah, so leverage is essentially like being able to get a lot done with like a little bit. Essentially, like,
Yep.
yeah.
And so just to spin it, um, I talk about it a lot. That's true, but from the context of money and your skills, being able to make more money and work less.
Yeah.
And so a high leverage skill set, let's just say you're doing software engineering. Okay, for example, if you were doing software engineering, do you think you can make, of course, you're capped at that level, but switching to cloud engineering as opposed to software engineering, do you think you can make more money and work less?
Definitely not work less.
Come again?
I said definitely not work less.
Wait, so wait, real quick, you think you would work less as a software engineer or a cloud engineer?
Where I work less as a cloud engineer.
And then in terms of money, from how we utilize working different contracts,
Mm.
legally and ethically, um, could you make more money and work less using cloud engineering as the skill set?
Yeah, yeah. With
And,
compounding, yes.
and why do you say that? Like what makes you say that you can make more money, you can increase your income, and then work less? So you can make more money and work less. Why would you say that?
Yeah, so on one end is just having a high amount of skill, which
Yep,
allows you to be able to get your work done much faster.
yep.
On the other side with, specifically cloud versus software, it's kind of just how the two are um built and how they work. So when you have a, product, the software, right? You're making updates to that continuously, right? So if you've been on a team as a software engineer, you're probably making deployments minimum once a week. Like if you have a CI/CD pipeline, like you're probably making deployments like minimum once a week, but like if you have like a higher velocity team, it's going to be like multiple times. Whereas when it comes to cloud infrastructure, you're more so updating that as needed or coming in as needed. So you're not really changing your cloud infrastructure, on a week-to-week basis.
hmm hmm Okay. And so pretty much the nature of cloud engineering, the environment, it's set up for the point, it's set up in a way that you're not working all like you're not s- stressing. working nonstop. Like when I was an IT technician, I was driving here, I was driving here, I was driving here, replacing laptops, replacing back like chargers, monitors, different stuff like that. The nature of that job was I was working so much, right? But cloud engineering, it's not like that, correct?
Yeah.
And so, once again, last thing is, what would you tell somebody that's like listening to this, that's making good money? They want to make more money, they just don't know how.
Yeah. In terms of the how, there's information out there. There's Tayo out there. There's mentorships out there. Like, do your research. I'm part of the research, I guess, this video. Make sure that he's legit. He is legit, by the way. And um,
Like, don't even like point me because, like,
yeah,
let's just say I'm not even trying to like sell, like, join my program. No, like, outside of me, like, try to answer that without, hey, join my program. Like, how, like, outside of me,
yeah.
like,
So basically, if you want to make more money, essentially you take information and then to be able to use that information and like actually like it's one thing to just like hear information, it's another thing to be able to implement that information. And if you want to be able to implement that information faster and more accurately, in my opinion, the fastest way to do that is to find somebody who has already done it at a high level and get them to walk you through how to do it. You can try to figure it out yourself. And if you're intelligent, you know, you- at some point you'll probably figure it out. The question is, do you want to go through that entire process? Because when people say, hey, there's no shortcuts to success, well, technically, yes. However, most people go the long way, and there typically is a shorter path.
okay. And once again, what would you say that shortcut is, that short path?
Mentorship for sure.
It's crazy because, like, if you think about it, like, and I always like to use like analogies. If you are just starting out, GTA just came out, it's brand new. You're gonna go through the whole game because no one knows any cheat codes. But then like a month later, 3 months later, they figured out all the cheat codes, and then someone who just bought the game, the person's like, "Hey, you don't have to go through the whole video game and get all the guns. Do this, up, down, left, right, L1, R1, L1, R1, circle, circle, triangle, and you got all the guns." It's like someone literally showing you hair step one, hair step two, hair step three, instead of
Mhm.
going through that process of figuring out on your by yourself. It's like a shorter time frame to actually get the result because we're literally just showing you what to do instead of you figuring out by trial and error and
Yeah.
with wasted time. And then the opportunity cost, right? Like for example, let's just say it took you 6 more months to start making, let's just say $25,000 a month, an extra $25,000 a month. Now, literally just to do the numbers, right? If we get our calculator, it took you, let's just say, I don't know how long, I don't know the difference, but this is an example. If you could have been making $25,000 a month, like after tax, 6 months earlier, right? You would have paid $150,000 in opportunity costs because you took the longer route. Now, this is 6 months. Not even talking about a year, not even talking about 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? Like some people go years staying stuck. Because, for example, even for me, I'm like, I don't want to pay. I'm cheap. This is before I knew about mindset. I ended up with like there was so much money I paid in opportunity cost. That money could have been in my bank account. And so not even just talking about, you know, um, like the shortcut, like you could have actually started, getting success earlier, but how much did you actually pay? In opportunity cost, money that could have been in your bank account earlier if you did take the cheat code in GTA. And so it's really just having perspective and mindset. This is something that I wish I knew earlier. I learned this later on. And I learned the wrong information. And so going back to what Isaac said, like like find information, doesn't have to be me, just a bunch of other programs out there. A lot of them are not good. I've tried it myself. But nonetheless, or YouTube University, get information, apply that information, see if it works. If it doesn't, then there's a feedback loop. You have to see what works, what doesn't work, and just do more of what works until you figure it out. Or you can just go to somebody who's gotten the results you want, and it's like clear as day. They have a step-by-step process, right? It's super clear. Someone else has gone through that process. If you do want to invest, you pay that person, right? Make sure it's calculated risk, make sure it makes sense. Obviously, I still invest to this day. Make sure that it makes sense. And then you just follow the step by step. And if it's not working, you ask for help instead of you trying to figure it out by yourself. And he will show you how to fix it so much quicker than you trying to figure it out on your own. And that's where I talk about it would have took you 6 months to get to your goal faster as opposed to doing it yourself because you have to figure it out. Let's say you're trying to figure it out and you focus on something for 2 months and that was the wrong thing to focus on because you actually don't know what works or not, as opposed to someone saying, hey, don't go here, go here. And so it's not up, down, left, right. It's up, down, right, right, X triangle, showing you the cheat codes, showing you the step by step. And that's how, so how long, how quickly were you able to generate 1.3, 1.4 offer letters after you got your first? Because it took you some time to get
Yeah.
your job offer. Even so, anyways, um, how long when you started getting your first job, from your first job to now, your first offer to your last offer, what was that time frame?
Yeah. So my first offer was in May. I think it was like May
So I got it
5th,
right here, actually.
maybe?
I just remember. Yeah, May 6th.
May 6th. Okay. One day off. Okay.
Yeah, so May 6th. Let's
And
see.
then yeah, today is December 22nd. So and then I got that last one, I think it was like Thursday.
So like 8 months pretty much.
Yeah, about 8 months.
So 8 months, you were able to generate 1.3, $1.4 million in offer letters. Like starting from your first one.
Yep.
Like once you actually got the skill set. And so that is not common. Yeah, so if you didn't know, Isaac is my best student to this day. And he was able to become that because he realized he had a problem. He realized what was working for him wasn't working. He was able to gain access to a mentor, to information and feedback, right? That caused him to be able to get the skill. Once he got the skill, he was able to generate, even if he loses his jobs, he can get another one because he has the skill set to get recruiters to reach out to him, get interviews, and increase the percentage and probability. It's not like he's going to get every job. No, I don't get every job. I'm retired, so I'm not working anymore. But if I was to try and get a job, right, it doesn't mean I'm going to get every job. There's a higher probability because of the skill set that I've gained from interviewing, knowing how to communicate, knowing how to ask questions on interviews to identify their problems, their business problem, and their technical problem. I'm able to understand that and deliver the solution in my experience. Right. And so, nonetheless, it's all about skills, but it just goes back to saying, the current income that you have is based off of the skill sets that you currently possess. The market is always going to pay you based off of the skill sets that you currently possess. That's just how it works. If I type in AWS cloud engineer remote jobs, you can literally see the money that it's willing to pay 115 to 125, 84 to 132. That's super low. Oh, it's cloud security engineer. 224K a year, 180 to 224, 52 to 63. Like you can clearly see the money that the market is willing to pay for this skill set, and it's high leverage, right? We're not killing ourselves working like 10, 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day for one job because of the nature of the job of cloud engineering. And so this is how, we're able to get multiple offer letters. There's different people that have multiple offer letters. Like it's not even funny. Like 140, right? Um, $70 an hour, another person. So this is just different testimonials, just a bunch of different other ones too as well. But nonetheless, it's just being able to have that skill set to be able to attract these offer letters. It's just that's just what it is, right? Being able to attract these recruiters. So far, I had three recruiters reach out to me for potential positions, right? Being able to have recruiters reach out to you. Okay, so um, nonetheless, like that's pretty much the main point is just to really highlight where your milestone where you are in this process to highlight that it's really skills that's able to get you unstuck and unlock the potential of like your earning potential in this field that we're in, and to be able to actually create wealth faster because you're making more money per month. You're able to like invest that into a vehicle to make money for you. So that's a whole different topic, but yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Thank you for the call, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
All right.
Just